Good evening. This is a regular scheduled meeting of the Kettering City Council. Tonight's date is June 9, 2026. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If you'll please join me in the invocation this evening. Heavenly Father, we are grateful for the blessings of this community and for the privilege of gathering together in service of it. We give thanks to the people who make the city strong, those who serve, volunteer, lead, support their neighbors, and work each day for this community. May we not lose sight of the importance of working together for the benefit of all of our neighbors. Guide our thoughts and discussions tonight. Help us approach our responsibilities with wisdom, patience, and a spirit of cooperation. Help us lead with humility, listen with respect, and care for one another as neighbors, helping neighbors. Thank you. I could tell by the crowd something cool is about to happen. And I'm very excited to join Ryan down here on the floor in cement to swear him in as the new representative for District 4, succeeding actually me in that seat for a brief time, and then the locally famous Bruce Duke, who held that seat for so long. So Ryan, if you'll join me in the front, we'll get you sworn in tonight. So you can take pictures. Let's get that out there real quick. And more without me. There we go. Just the councilman and his family. All right, time of business. Ryan, please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Ryan Ronald,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Kettering, Ohio.
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Kettering, Ohio.
And that I will faithfully and impartially
I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties as a member of
discharge the duties as a member of
Kettering City Council
Kettering City Council
of the City of Kettering
of the City of Kettering
during the continuance in office.
during the continuance of office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Stick around. Ryan has speaking parts tonight, so there's no first week grace period. He's on the agenda, so stick with us for a little bit. Next, as we continue the meeting, I'd like to recognize our Miami Valley Communications and Technology Group Government Production Technician, best title in town, Evan Russell. Thank you, Evan, for being here tonight and making sure that folks at home can watch this meeting. Councilmember Arbor and Vice Mayor Duval both have an excused absence this evening. With that, I'll call on Councilman Sullivan for approval of the May 26, 2026 minutes.
Your Honor, I have read and reviewed the council meeting and workshop minutes from May 26, 2026. I find them in order and I move for its approval.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? Seeing none, the motion's been moved and seconded. We'll call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mr. Conkle?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes. We have no proclamations or special presentations tonight, awards or appointments to boards and commissions. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That seems too easy. Just no public hearings tonight as well. Okay, last time I skipped it, so I was ahead of the game. Anyone wishing to speak before council with comments or new information about the legislation on tonight's agenda may do so at this time. Each speaker is limited to 5 minutes. Speakers must state their name and address, and comments should be addressed to the members of council here. If you have comments that are not about tonight's legislation on tonight's agenda, there will be an opportunity for those comments to be heard later in the meeting. Anyone wishing to speak on tonight's agenda may do so now. Seeing none, we'll move on with the agenda. And I'll call on Mr. Sullivan for the first resolution this evening.
Your Honor, I have a resolution implementing Section 3735.65 through 3735.70 of the Ohio Revised Code, establishing and describing the boundaries of the Crawfordshire Community Reinvestment Area in the City of Kettering, and designating a Tax Incentive Review Council and creating a Community Reinvestment Housing Council. This has been requested by the Economic Development Department, and I move for its approval.
Second.
Mr. Chudowski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This particular piece of legislation will create a new economic development incentive area within the city. This particular district allows applicants to come forward and to request property tax abatements for new development or new value created through development or redevelopment. While the city has no specific applicants at this time, this particular district will be extremely helpful in supporting business growth and development in the commercial and business district immediately west of Crawfordshire. We would ask that City Council adopt this legislation this evening. Happy to answer any questions of council, sir.
Any questions for the Assistant City Manager? Hearing none, we can call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mr. Conkle?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to submit the 2026-2030 City of Kettering Consolidated Plan and the 2026 Annual Action Plan to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and execute the required certifications to enable the city to receive community development block grant and home funds for the program year 2026. Estimated cost is $807,000. $800,007,267.38. The amount budget is $553,342.88. As requested by the Community Development Fund, as requested by Planning Development Department, I do move for its approval.
Second.
Mr. Robillard.
Thank you, Your Honor. This allows the City of Kettering to officially submit to the Department of Housing and Urban Development our consolidated plan and our 5-year action plan. The consolidated plan is a 5-year plan. It's designed to help the city assess what our affordable housing needs are and our community development needs are to help us make good decisions on how to spend money from the Department of Housing and Urban Development. The action plan is the more specific about how we will actually spend the dollars this coming year. We have been allocated $509,190 this year from 2026. We have $298,342 from reprogram funds from previous years, giving us a total of $807,532 for the budget. As part of the action plan, we have 4 major topic areas that we will be spending money on. That is housing rehab, is allocated for $247,000, infrastructure needs, $100,000, public service, $54,000, and general administration, $80,000. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Robillard? Hearing none, we can call the roll.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mr. Conkle?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mayor Sudduth?
Yes.
Your Honor, pardon me while thank you. Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing the city manager to apply for, accept, and expend the Law Enforcement Diversion Program Grant through the Ohio Attorney General's office. The estimated cost is $75,440, amount budgeted $0. This is requested by the Police Department, and I move for its approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Thank you, Your Honor. This resolution authorizes the Police Department to apply for the Law Enforcement Diversion Program grant through the Ohio Attorney General's Office. The DART program, you need another acronym, also commonly referred to as the Ohio Law Enforcement Diversion Program or Quick Response Team, QRT program, reimburses some of the personnel and other costs for local law enforcement teams, including a behavioral health treatment provider that deploy in response to overdoses and other effects of the opioid epidemic. The Kettering Police Department has created a proposal to create a DART team from existing personnel, and that proposal includes estimated reimbursement to the city of $75,440 for personnel costs and materials. If we're successful in getting this grant, we will request a supplemental appropriation to actually expend the funds. Chief, is there anything I missed?
I have nothing to add, Your Honor. Thank you.
Very good. Any questions for Mr. Greason or the chief? Hearing none, we can call the roll.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mr. Conkle?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mayor Sedith?
Yes.
I have a resolution to authorize a second amendment to Resolution 11232-25 and authorizing an additional expenditure of funds. Estimated cost, $99,408.62. Amount budgeted, $99,408.62. I move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. As you'll recall, in our efforts this year to make improvements to the pool, we had to appropriate some additional funds for the drainage trench repairs around the zero-depth pool in the water park. Those improvements have been completed. However, the total cost of these repairs ultimately exceeded the threshold for prevailing wage requirements. As a result, the contractor was required to modify their payroll to remain compliant, which impacted the total cost of the project by $10,164.62. The other added costs of $11,814 were the result of unforeseen conditions as concrete work was performed on an old pool and as the work progressed. So we are submitting this amendment to the project and recommend its approval.
And the pool is open, and it's going to be 95 degrees tomorrow. So this is very important to a lot of people. Any questions for Mr. Greason? We can call the roll.
Mr. Conkle?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mayor Sedith?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution to make supplemental appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the City of Kettering, State of Ohio, during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2026. The estimated cost is $383,924.50. The amount budgeted is $0, and this is requested by the Finance Department. I move for its approval.
Second.
Mr. Greason.
Yes, Your Honor. These are supplemental appropriations so that we can begin expending funds on important projects. The first is in economic development and the operating. It's a supplemental appropriation of $130,000 for administering the Montgomery County EDGE grant awarded to the city on April 28th. The grant funds are for Malat Industries and their planned expansion. Those dollars will be paid to the city on a reimbursement basis from the county in accordance with a grant agreement, but we're pleased to have successfully obtained $130,000 from the county to invest in one of our great local businesses. The second is references the CDBG fund, the Community Development Block Grant Fund. Supplemental appropriation is needed for $253,924.50. That includes the remainder of the city's 2026 CDBG entitlement grant that was not previously appropriated. The funds will be used to carry out activities that are outlined in the annual action plan that you approved a few minutes ago. Be glad to answer any questions regarding both of these supplemental appropriations.
Any questions for Mr. Greason? Seeing none, we can call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mr. Conkle?
Yes.
Mayor Sedith?
Yes. Is there a motion to postpone consideration of agenda item number 6, which is the expedited ordinance and first reading to amend various sections of the Kettering zoning code, including the permitted use table and procedures until the next city council meeting on June 23rd?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions regarding tabling this motion or this item until 2 weeks from tonight? Hearing none, we can call the roll.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Palmer?
Yes.
Mr. Conkle?
Yes.
Mayor Sedith?
Yes. And I'll call Mr. Scott for item number 7.
Hold just a moment.
No problem.
It is way down the list. Take the shorthand version. I have an ordinance authorizing submission to a vote of the qualified electors of the city of Kettering, the question of whether to amend various sections of the city charter concerning residency requirements, publication of notices, pronoun use, and appeals from Planning Commission and the Board of Zoning Appeals. This is first reading.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. This ordinance will authorize the submission to a vote of the qualified electors of the City of Kettering the questions of whether to amend various sections of the city's charter as recommended by the 2026 Charter Review Committee. The recommended amendments concern the removal of employee residency requirements, adding options for the publication of public notices, establishing an appeals process from Planning Commission and BZA decisions by ordinance, and changing the use of gender-specific pronouns to their corresponding nouns throughout the charter. I'm happy to answer any questions.
So I feel like the next step in many from the Charter Review Committee's work. Any questions for Ms. Pasqualone tonight? See, no, this is in first reading, so we'll pick this up again in 2 weeks. Thank you. With that, I'll call on Ms. Hayslip for any certifications or petitions this evening.
Your Honor, we do not have any certifications or petitions this evening.
Well, thank you. Mr. Greason, the community update.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. The Board of Community Relations wants everyone to welcome and respect members of the LGBTQ community this month and anytime, and let everyone know that it is Pride Month, and if people are interested in learning more about Pride Month, there's a couple references and resources on the screen. We want to let you know that the City of Kettering administrative offices will be closed on Friday, June 19th in observation of Juneteenth. There is a lot happening this summer. It feels like I could highlight a million things, like the movie that's going to be held this weekend at the Phrase. But we also, I want to talk about block parties. Block parties are one of the best ways that you can build community, get together with your neighbors, and develop a sense of Kettering pride. We have a process for doing block parties and blocking off your street. You can visit the website. You can call our engineering department. We would be glad to help your neighborhood get together. Kettering Leadership Academy, of which many of you are graduates, is currently accepting applications for the 2026-2027 class. It's a great program where you can learn all about the City of Kettering and also obtain personal and professional growth. If you go to the next slide, the Good Neighbor Award. One of the opportunities that we have is a chance for neighbors to nominate other neighbors for a city award. And these are for people who go the extra mile to help out their neighbors and make their community special and welcoming for all. Nominees must be Kettering residents, either adult or youth, and nominees will get
certificates of appreciation from the mayor, and one great good neighbor will get a $50 gift card to a Kettering business. We will also be taking nominations for the Neighborhood Pride Awards. Businesses, yourself, any Kettering resident that you think is deserving of the Neighborhood Pride Award because of just the excellent way they take care of their property and how that property contributes to the overall beauty of our community. If you want to make a nomination, you can do that online, or you can email our volunteer administrator, Lindsay Curry, at the email on the screen. Two great opportunities to recognize wonderful people in our community. Probably the best service right now that I need to take more advantage of is the mulch program run by our service department. Leaf compost and mulch is available for free at Indian Riffle Park, located at 2801 East Stroop. It's behind Tannenberg Kennels. You can use your truck, pick up compost, and the hours on the screen. We also want to maintain our community's health, and so we're always reminding people that we do free blood pressure clinic dates at the library on Far Hills, and the dates, which are not many left in June, are on the screen, and certainly we'll highlight the next quarter's dates at an upcoming community report. Your Honor, that's all I have. Be glad to answer any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Greason? Okay, at this time, if you'd like to speak before City Council, please come down to the podium. Each speaker will have a 5-minute limit. Speakers are asked to state their name and address. If there's anyone who would like to speak before City Council, please do so now.
Hi, my name's Dawn Parton. I live at 2935 Greencrest Drive, Kettering. I'd like to talk about flock cameras. I'd just like to preface it with, I did a FOIA request for the contracts and MOUs and I haven't received it yet, so I am going off basic information for flock cameras for cities when I speak about this. I'm going to read slowly because I'm nervous. And thank you for your time. I just want to take a few minutes to express my concern over the city's use of flock cameras. A large portion of the population generally has no idea what flock cameras are or how dangerous they are. They sincerely believe that if you are not a criminal, you do not have to worry about these cameras. These cameras are advertised as license plate readers, but they capture every passing vehicle and person and transmit that data to a non-government, privately owned corporate cloud, which is then made accessible to a multitude of federal and state agencies. Our daily movements are being tracked by a corporation and investment firms that do not answer to us. Flock integrates directly with Palantir, a problematic data mining company owned by Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel, the billionaire, by the way, has recently moved himself and his family out of the United States to Argentina, citing concerns over the future of the United States. I believe that flock cameras are an abuse of local and federal power. Flock cameras are patented for facial recognition, though they claim it is not enabled. However, the cameras do capture people's likenesses. Stills from these videos can be taken and run through other facial recognition programs, which are enabled. Flock has already had instances of wrongful traffic stops, stalking by law enforcement of innocent victims, data sharing with immigration agencies, and warrantless searches. Flock offers a program called Flock Nova to law enforcement, which allows them to search an individual to gather data mined information, all without a warrant. If you look at dflock.org, you can see that flock cameras are located all throughout the U.S. The cameras that are inside and outside of stores such as Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, and many more can be turned into flock systems, as well as gas station cameras and personal home security cameras. The United States is becoming a surveillance state, and it is our responsibility at the local level to say no to mass surveillance. To say no to flock cameras and flock drones. Benjamin Franklin said, "Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety." Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, good evening, Your Honor, and City Council members. Thank you for your time this evening. I live at 291 West Thruston Boulevard. That's in Oakwood, Ohio. It's across the street from the Dayton Country Club, and it's on the northern boundary of the city of Kettering. I'm here to bring a situation to your attention, which I object, as well as some of my neighbors.
May I have your name,
for
sir?
myself.
We need your name, please.
Oh, yes, excuse me. My name is David Suich, S-U-I-C-H, and I'm at 291 West Thruston Boulevard in Oakwood. Thanks. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Anyways, I'm here to report on the landscaping efforts at the Dayton Country Club. They have an impact on my property as well as my neighbors. Again, the street runs parallel to the northern border of the country club as well as the city of Kettering. The south side of the street is the Kettering city line. There's a 60-foot right-of-way that's there from my property, and it actually goes 20 foot south of the street line on the south of my property. Long story short, that's city of Oakwood right-of-way, okay? That right-of-way's been there, gosh, since I think 1919. And my property, the description of it predates the city of Oakwood, so it's been there a long time. This isn't something new, okay? The legal concern that I have, and it's a legal one, is that what's being put in place is a high grass area that's about 2 feet tall and relatively nondescript, but kind of expansive. And it's sending the message that nobody cares about that property. And I'm concerned that it's going to rise to a level of a nuisance that's going to be an issue for both this city as well as the city of Oakwood. So far, people have felt the need to throw beer cans out there because nobody cares. There were about a half a dozen there last week. There were tire tracks throughout that high grass, you know, as if somebody could, you know, do urban four-wheeling there or something to that effect. There's weeds that are in there that my yard doesn't need more weeds, quite frankly. It doesn't appear to me there's any effort at any landscaping. It appears to me that somebody said, well, gee, it works for ODOT. You know, they've got some nice grass on the side of the road, but, you know, maybe we can put it in here at the golf course, okay? This may not seem like a big deal, but with property values going up, I would like to capture some of that, but this, I think, is going to have an adverse effect on my property and my neighbor's property. Nobody moves into Oakwood or Kettering to look across the street in a hayfield. I mean, this is not being a good neighbor. I saw just a moment ago that there's good neighbor awards being handed out. I wouldn't hand out a good neighbor award to the Dayton Country Club right now. You've got a history of being irritating. And I don't really like appearing before the city council to lodge this type of a complaint. I really don't. It's not in my character, but it's at a point where, again, they're sending the message, we don't care, and we're going to do whatever we want to do, okay? This becomes a legal nuisance. I may raise more formal issues later, but let's see how it goes, okay? The other thing is that there's supposedly a plan in place. All I've seen is a map. The area across from where I live and my neighbors is disproportionately large compared to the other properties around the perimeter of the golf course, which includes properties that are in Oakwood as well as Kettering. Don't just take my word for it, go see it for yourself, but I've got some photos to that effect. And we're thinking that this could be in response to some of the complaints we've brought to the country club's attention about tossing leaves over into our yard that take a lot of effort to rake up. It's not really right, not really fair, okay? And the last thing I want to bring to everybody's attention here is that this is kind of tricky because there's a right-of-way there, and so there's City of Oakwood ordinances as well as City of Kettering's. There's overlapping ordinances, and they differ as to grass heights, okay? The grass heights that are being allowed so far in Kettering are not what would be allowed in Oakwood. I realize this is Oakwood City property, but again, the country club doesn't appear to care, and while there's beautification efforts that I know in my city of Oakwood, and from what I've just seen here with the city of Kettering, that's been ongoing, by the way. That's not new for Oakwood. That's not new for y'all here. But again, it doesn't appear that the Dayton Country Club's really on board with that or cares, okay? The zoning ordinances are for all citizens' protection, not just for, the privileged few perhaps at the country club. They're for all the residents, and that includes the neighbors around the city of Kettering, not just the ones that are in Kettering itself. That's okay. That's all I had to say, and I appreciate your time and attention to the matter. Thank you very much.
Hey, good evening. My name is Karen Knoll. I'm at 295 West Thruston Boulevard. We live right next door to David and Cheryl. And David did a great job kind of giving you the highlights of what is going on across the street from us. On a different perspective, I took the effort to contact the zoning department and spoke with Laura Mathis, and she's been very nice. She actually came out the same day and agreed with us that the grass height, and this was back in mid-May, and it was probably about 10 inches high at that point, and I think the zoning right now for Kettering is 8 inches. So it was already very high, over the limit for the zoning. She didn't like how it looked, especially since it's kind of like a thoroughfare and it goes along the curve of the street and affects several homes in our neighborhood. She did have a meeting with the Dayton Country Club and some of the landscape people and president and maybe the manager, and they looked at the course, drove around in a golf cart, didn't really do anything. They asked for a copy of the landscape plan, which I believe was submitted after they implemented the plan. They were probably supposed to submit the plan first, but they went ahead and started this in the spring. We did forward a copy of the email to the city manager's office, and basically their comment was something to the effect of, well, the like and similar conditions at all the golf courses within the city of Kettering, they're all kind of the same. So I thought, well, I don't think that's really true. So I took matters into my own hands. Can I approach?
Sure.
I have some pictures for you. I took matters into my own hands and drove around to each of the golf courses, and the thing that stands out most to me, you can pass them down, is our golf course is not only the entrance in the major thoroughfare, and all of these golf courses are, and it is a totally different look when you drive by our property. You drive by all this tall grass with no split rail fence, you don't have any mowing, it's just a big mess. So I guess my concern is, if you have zoning rules, why don't you promote the zoning laws that are in place? And why are you giving each golf course sort of their own right to do what they want, when it sure looks like Community Hills or Community Golf Course and NCR and Moraine, they keep their entrance very neat and tidy. Dayton Country Club is a disaster. We've talked to the club president. We're actually members of the Dayton Country Club, so we don't really like to complain too much, but this has gone on too long. We had a club president come to our house one day and say, we're not going to mow it. We suggested to cut it back a couple, maybe 10 or 20 more feet, just to see if we like how it looks. And he said, I'll talk to the landscape manager and see what he says. And I don't think he ever talked to him. And then shortly after, we got a message from Laura that someone called from the Dayton Country Club, said that we came to a consensus that the deal is done. You can stop, you could leave us alone for now, but that was not true at all. We tried to get them just to make a little bit of a change to see if it would help. So my concern is, why do these other golf courses make their entrance so neat and tidy? Dayton's allowed to make it messy. I don't think golf courses have separate zoning rules. At least that's what the zoning department told me. So our concern is our property values are gonna sink. We can't look out the windows of our front door anymore because it looks like a mess. In our section of the street, the big chunk of grass goes probably 75 to 80 feet. And right now it's green. It is tall. It's probably this tall. But by July and August, when we don't have any rain, it's going to turn dark brown and pretty unsightly. So that is those are my concerns. So that's all I have. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Patty Rule. I live at 2821 Vale Drive. I've lived there for 31 years. I'd like to talk about the parking situation on my street. Vale is not a wide street, and it's the cut through between County Line and Woodman. It's a very busy street. State Farm Park is right behind Vale. When baseball is being played there, people are parking on Vale Drive. I was told they are no longer allowed to park on the grass in the park, and it's become a dangerous situation because of all the traffic. When cars are parked on both sides of the street, it's very hard to drive on Vale Drive. When cars are driving from both directions, there's nowhere to pull over. People also park very close to our driveways, and it makes it very hard for us to get in and out. Last Tuesday, a car parked across the street from my home was sideswiped, and another vehicle lost its side mirror. On Sunday, an Amazon truck was trying to get through on Vale, and cars were parked on both sides of the street. Only because of the skill of the driver did it get through. It came very close to all the cars on both sides because it was so big a car. No emergency vehicle will be able to get through with vehicles parked on both sides. When the Italian festival is going on, signs are put up on Vale that there is only parking on one side of the street. Something like this would help with the parking from the baseball. Please help with this situation. I thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Anyone else this evening? Seeing none, I'll call on Mr. Sullivan, be the first person to give a council update this evening.
Gladly. As you guys probably all know, Van Buren Middle School is not opening its doors next school year, but it is going to open its doors one more time tomorrow if you want to do one last walkthrough of the middle school. I see a lot of kids here today, so 2-3 weeks into summer, you're probably missing school if you guys want to go in. No? Oh, okay. That's what my kids said too. But if you were previously were a knight or a firebird that went to Van Buren, or if you just appreciate the history of the school, you have a chance to celebrate it, honor it, and kind of walk down memory lane. And that's tomorrow at 5 to 6:30. I also wanted to talk about tomorrow is, sorry, it's not tomorrow. When's Play Your Way Fest? That's Saturday, thank you. Saturday is Play Your Way Fest, and as the name kind of suggests, there's going to be a little bit of everything. So a great family-friendly activity at the Phrase. If you guys want to check it out, I know I'll be there with my family. And it is ending with a movie on the big screen in the Phrase, and it's Trolls, Trolls World Tour. So if that sounds good to you, my kids are excited about that. Hope to see you there. And then lastly, I just wanted to welcome Mr. Conkle. I look forward to working with you and excited you're joining us.
Appreciate it. I'll echo that. Welcome, Ryan. I will also walk through Van Buren because I'm an alumnus of that school. This Saturday, June 13th at Delco Park, We've got the annual Dorwood Optimus Fishing Derby. It's free. We even provide bait and, if necessary, fishing poles for kids aged 5 to 16. Registration starts at 8:45 in the morning, fishing from 10 until 12. And the kids will be provided a lunch afterwards, a simple lunch, and then there'll be prizes for biggest fish, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a great event put on by Dorwood Optimus for the kids of Kettering and the area.
I will re-echo the sentiments. Welcome, Ryan Conkle. We're excited. I'm excited to have someone to my right. This has been an empty seat for a while. I'd like to talk about something coming up on Wednesday, June 17th from 5:30 to 9:30 in and around Frey's Pavilion at Lincoln Park. I sit on the Sister City Committee for Kettering, and it is the annual presented by the Kettering Sister City Association. We have a sister city in Austria, Steyr, Austria, and there is something called Spaß Nacht, which is German. Translation, fun night. So bring your family for Austrian culture, food, and music throughout Lincoln Park. It's going to be a wonderful time, and that's all I have.
Schmidt's food truck is going to be there this year, by the way. So if you like Schmidt's from German Village, Columbus, see you next Wednesday.
This is my first time. Thank you. Appreciate everyone. I just wanted to give a huge thank you to all those that supported me through this journey. I am deeply humbled and honored to be up here and with all these great folks. Everybody's been very welcoming. I really want to thank my family, my wife, my kids, all my family that are here tonight. Thank you for sitting through my speaking part, as Mayor Sudda said. I greatly appreciate it and couldn't be more thankful. I will also say, since my children are here, we will be at Van Buren tomorrow, just so you know, so that my son can walk through as the last class that went through there. So I'll see you there, Shane. And Bob.
I just got a text from my former Van Buren students that I will also be there tomorrow, according to my sons, who have just texted that they will both be in town tomorrow for the walkthrough. So it'll be a gathering tomorrow night. Also, just again, echo everybody else to welcome Ryan to council. We're neighbors, so we already see each other in the neighborhood, but it's a real honor to have you on board and glad you're here. You did great tonight, by the way. No worries. And if you didn't, Amy will tell you quietly. It's all good. She's pretty great. Yeah, that'll be on YouTube in a few hours for everybody to see forever. Also, I look forward to Saturday. Play your way at the Frays. It's if you live in the neighborhood where Ryan and I live, you can walk there and enjoy everything that Parks and Rec and Cultural Arts is doing there. So I hope to see you guys there Saturday. Today, I had the opportunity to join the city manager, Matt Greason, in Columbus with the Dayton Chamber of Commerce for the annual legislative day, where we heard from leadership in the House and the Senate about actions in Columbus that affect our city, and just sort of make our voices known in Columbus about what happens when lawmakers do things in Columbus that affect us here. And to get the chance to talk to developers and business interests. Mr. Royce sat at our table right there in the audience today. We had lunch together to talk about the things that help shape the business community in Kettering, so that we continue to bring employment opportunities and amenities to our city that the residents deserve and have asked for. So it was a real honor to be there with the chamber and represent the city with Matt today. Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention BCR is also celebrating Juneteenth. So just check the website, Kettering, just search BCR for a concert at the Frays on Friday the 19th, which is Juneteenth, and also events at Poppet's Coffee and a couple of venues in the area around the Juneteenth observation this month. So please check the website for that. And with that, no further business before council. We will call this meeting adjourned. Our next meeting is June 23rd in this chamber, and we'll meet then. This meeting is adjourned.